This module is on putting together and using the Straumann torque wrench. When you check out an implant prosthetic kit, you're going to have all of the pieces that comprise the Straumann torque wrench separate. And the reason for this is that we have to sterilize each of the components individually. The two pieces that are shown here can actually be put together and used without the third piece. Here we have the first piece that you can see has a spring in it, and then the second piece that has the loop. Now you can put the two pieces together by screwing it tight. So when you put the two pieces together, you will see that there is a tiny little part that is sticking out and going into where that loop is. So when we take it apart, now you can see clearly the part that is engaging into the loop portion. And that's what we're showing right here. Now where that piece engages into is actually at the side of the driver. So now you can see that at the handle of the driver there are these slits, and that's where it engages into. So now we're going to demonstrate how to put together all three of these pieces. So you first have the piece with the loop, and then you would insert the piece into the torque limiting device. So this is the torque limiting device. And then we will screw in the piece that has the spring in it. So now when you have everything properly engaged, you will find that you can tug on the end of the torque wrench, and then you can adjust the orientation of the arrow. You'll also notice that there is a teardrop-shaped knob at the end of the torque wrench. Pushing on this knob will allow you to apply a controlled amount of torque. Now, a very common mistake is putting pressure on the handle portion. If you put pressure on the handle portion, you will not be able to control the amount of torque that you are applying. So always remember to only push on the teardrop. When you are done, take the three pieces apart and send it in for sterilization. Now we're going to go over some common mistakes. Believe it or not, some students have put together the torque wrench backwards, as shown here. The way to prevent this is thinking about where the teardrop is and where the loop is. You always want to have the teardrop on the opposite side of the loop. Another common mistake is not seating the loop all the way. Notice that there is a flat end on both the ratchet portion and the torque limiting device, and you will need to align these flat portions. Here you see the torque wrench put together incorrectly, and notice that the ratchet is not completely seated inside the torque limiting device. So this would be the proper way to seat everything together. Notice that the flat ends are aligned against each other.